In today's video, we'll be covering 5 CNC projects that sell that are 100% meant to stay outdoors. These are gonna be weatherproof, waterproof, durable, and have really high margins. And the last project is covering the fastest growing pet market in America, and it's not dogs or cats. Let's get right into it. The first project that sells, we just got done cutting out on the CNC, and they're going to be USA flags, right? Some kind of flag or wall art. So the one we just got done cutting out is this one right here with all of these different colors. And you may be wondering like, well, Ryan, that's not wood, right? I'm used to wood. Well, the material we're going to be going over today and talking about and using is going to be this King Color Core, which is HDPE. I'm not going to go a lot into it. It's amazing, it's waterproof, durable. It has these 3 layers to it, so you can do really cool stuff like this. So this was done with a 12-inch by 24-inch piece right here, and we did screw up only once. But these are massive sellers because there's so many of those flags, but not a lot of them can stay outside. This on the CNC took me about 10 minutes total to cut out. And it's done, right? It's coming right off. I didn't even trim up the edges. This is just a 12 by 24 inch piece of black, white, black, 1/4 inch thick, right? So that's gonna come out good. The second one I wanna cover, and I didn't screw this together yet, so you can see how it's made. And this is the one we just got through cutting out right here on the CNC. And as you can tell, lots of plastic, chips everywhere, but no sawdust in my nose. So that's a good plus. So how I did this one is I actually took 1/2 inch, and I don't think you need to use 1/2 inch red, white, red. I think you can actually use 1/4 inch. We'll talk about that later in the video on our very last project. But I did that, and then I cut out a 1/4 inch piece out of just a simple blue, white, blue like this, and then it just kind of fits together. Like, this looks amazing. Yeah. It looks really, really good, and nobody in the CNC or woodworking market's really doing a lot of these, and I don't know why. I think there's some kind of like stigma around plastic or if it's not wood, but this whole sign right here took me, what did it take us, Steven, about 15 minutes, 18 minutes? Oh, yeah. Less than 30 minutes to cut out this whole entire thing right here. Now, as you start looking at these and going, wow, that's, pretty cool ideas, like this is stuff awesome. What about pricing, right? How do I price that? Well, the pricing model that we're going to go off today is actually referenced to me by Izzy Swan, and he talked about how to price this material on an older video. I source checked his knowledge with some other sign shops, and it is pretty accurate, if not even a little bit low. And what he says to do, for full custom signs, you want to charge $35 to $40 a square foot for this material. So this material right here, what we sell this piece for right here is about 15 bucks, and this sign should bring anywhere from $70 to $80. Now that's a full custom one. If you're just printing these on your CNC, maybe this is only a $50 sign. But once again, it only took the CNC like 10 minutes, and it's $15 in material, and I know for a fact I can get $50 for this sign right here. Now, when you're charging for 1/2 inch, you may have to charge a little bit more, another $10 per square foot, because it is a little bit more expensive, and you have this dual layer look. But this sign right here can easily sell for over $100 without a doubt. I would scoop it up for $100 easily. I'm actually gonna make a massive one of these that I may shoot in a later video, so let me know in the comments if you wanna know more about how to program these dual layer signs. So let's go on to the next project that sell, and keep in mind throughout this video, we're gonna be in here, we're gonna be outside, we're gonna be in my shop. This is gonna be a lot of fun, so let's go on to the next project. The next CNC project that sells, we actually cut right here on this CNC behind me, and that is going to be pool signs. And why in particular pool signs? Well, people with pools typically have a little bit of disposable income because pools aren't cheap unless you're like me in college where you sat in a kiddie pool and may have had some beverages, right? And pull signs like this are not complicated to make, and they're really customizable. Now, all I did on this sign was just a simple pocket with an 1/8 inch bit where I pocketed out around the letters, and then I did a V bit right here. I do like trying to just keep it with pocketing on this type of material. Like this stop sign I did right here was only pocketing. And so that's just a little pro tip. V-bits do work. This bottom right here is a V-bit. That is a straight pocket with an 1/8 inch bit or a profile on the line. And so either way works really well. But where I would target, you know, I would try to do customizable, maybe like the cabana or the pool house or pool rules, right? If they have a whole bunch of like different weird rules, you know, only have fun, no running, must have a beer in your hand, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Those types of things, palm trees, beach balls, that is going to work really well. And you know the customer has money. And once again, you're charging by the square foot. And so this right here is about 1 1/4 square feet. And so this is a $40 to $50 pull sign if it is customized. If it's not run of the mill like this, you're looking at $30 to $40. Since it was V carving, it took me a little bit longer, maybe 15 minutes on the CNC total to make this. So super profitable, super cool. Now let's go to the next project. The next project is going to be plastic cutting boards. Now, I'm standing right beside my fillet table. Now, this is a fish cleaning table that I've made. I've sold a ton of these, and I have little spots for all these holders. And I'm showing you this not because you need to make this exact one, but to start kind of, once again, teasing you with what is possible out there. This is another product right here that I have been selling. And once again, this is just a big cutting board for like a tailgate. Now, I've been selling a lot of smaller ones like this and actually customizing the back of them for people to take to tailgates or for their brisket boards, their barbecuing, etc. So if you need like a good Father's Day item, this is perfect because you can cut on the front, maybe run this trench right here, and then customize a last name. And obviously you can make this a lot smaller, right? It can only be 2 foot wide, but it's just another idea, another concept to kind of apply. And so like this fillet table right here, it validates the industry because there are companies doing millions of dollars in sales making these, right? And I did a customized back. Now this is for myself. So all y'all are saying stuff about copywriting. This is for myself, I can do that. But stuff like this is really cool once you start understanding like, okay, well, this is a big fillet table. Well, what if I made a small one for like a cooler topper? So this is not just a particular product. It's more of a niche that I think is not tapped by a lot of people because plastic is scary and CNCs, at least these hobby CNCs, are pretty new to the market. And so this is something I do think you should hop on. It's not a sign though, so you don't just charge by the square foot like you did, like not the $35 to $40 a square foot. You may just try to double the cost of your material or triple the cost of your material, whatever it is, and go about pricing it that way. So these are really good products. Do wrap your head around, it's just a cutting surface. Whatever shape or size you want to cut is perfectly fine. Now, if you do want to make any of this stuff you're seeing in the video, I do have all the different colors and different sizes for sale on CIC Workshop. I'd love for y'all to check it out. I'm just trying to get y'all guys creating, using your mind, and using different stuff because CNC machines have done a lot for me and I hope they do a lot for you. Now, on to the next project. The next project, once I make it, will go right here, and that's going to be house address signs. Now, I would say use a black, white, black or a green, white, green. And luckily, I don't have to have a whole bunch of them because I'm in the country, but most people, you know, live in the city, and so they need different address signs. They have HOA regulations, and so they have to make ones that are certain sizes, certain colors that fit up with, you know, those standards. And what's cool about this HDPE is that, let's say you do one that says like 908 Davidson Drive, right? Something like that, or 908 The Smiths, you know, those work really well. They're gonna be cheaper than the stone alternatives for a lot of homes and probably cheaper than the metal alternatives. And this color right here is like a perfect street sign color. and I believe it is regulation green, which is the color of green that like you need on mailboxes and stuff like that. So just be thinking of different signs that you can do for homes that are like they have to have. The letters and signs that go down mailbox post. You have the signs that go on houses, the one that go in garden. You know, this home is protected by pew pew, you know, get out. All of those things work good. You're targeting homeowners, you're talking to real estate agents, and those can sell really well. And you still have that same exact square footage, you know, $35 to $40 a square foot for those custom signs. And if you're only using half a square foot, 15, 20 bucks a pop, you're making money. So if you're still watching at this point in the video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Now, onto that fifth project. It's gonna blow your mind. For the last project, this industry has grown over 200% the last several years, and there is now an estimated 20 million of these pets nationwide. And that pet is chickens. The chicken had to come first because nothing is protecting that egg, and these chickens are ruthless. And that chicken over there did not hit the genetic lottery. We call it the Shaquille O'Neal of our chickens. It's a turkey. The project we're covering today is this sign right here, but it's one of many that you can make for the chicken industry. Once again, there's a massive surge in that for these farm fresh eggs like this, and I dare not reach underneath that chicken because it is giving me an eye that hopefully we get a shot of this because it is evil. But this is a sign that my dad made for my mom, and it's made out of that 1/4 inch blue, white, blue with another 1/4 inch yellow, black, yellow on top. And if you remember when I talked about that American flag I did in the very first project, where you don't have to use that 1/2 inch thick material, I don't think you do because this looks really good. Even without that, it looks good. But once you put that yellow in there, it really pops. So whenever you start layering this, it really kind of makes that 3D sign that printers can't do. People with wood really are not going to do as good of a job. And so this makes a very unique material. And another random project, if you don't believe that chickens are big once again, look up a chicknick table. It's a mini picnic table for chickens to eat on. Yeah, it's still a wild industry. So if you can think of different funny signs for people to decorate their backyards with while they're getting their farm fresh eggs, it's a massive booming thing that not a lot of people have tapped. So how would you price something like this? Well, it uses only about 1.5 square feet of material. So you're looking at about $50 for a sign like this. So to put this in context, my dad took about an hour to program this and design this whole entire sign, and took about 15 minutes to figure it out. The one thing he did mess up on, he wanted me to tell y'all guys, was he pocketed this out but did not leave a tolerance. So make sure you leave a little bit of a pocket allowance so this thing will fit right into there, snug as a bug in a rug. So that's Dad's pointer. He made this for Mom. It looks fantastic, and these are going to be really good sellers for you. So if you want to learn more about the color core, check out this video right here. And if you want to learn about O-flutes and how to cut it, check out this video right here. And as always, guys, remember, if you ain't cutting it close, you ain't cutting it right.